Welcome, everybody, to LGBT Artistic Icons, our video series for ArtSphere. My name is Hanna, and this is
Daniela.
And we're so happy and so excited to have you all and show you through our series. This series was created for the Attic Youth Center, a collaboration between ArtSphere and the Attic. Which ArtSphere, as you're on our page, you may be familiar with us already, but we aim to transform lives through the arts, mainly through creating arts education resources. This course, who it was for the Attic Youth Center, which is in Center City for LGBT youth, and they were such a joy to teach. Make sure to check them out and support them, as well as ArtSphere, which here is our website at artsphereinc.org. So we created some resources in preparation for this series and the live virtual classes that we were having in July and August. So the way that it was set up was that Daniela and I taught the youth at the Attic through our screens, and each week we will be introducing you to some artists, themes related to their work, and then guiding you through a project, or at least introducing a project that we think extends well from their artwork. The first major thing that we created as a supplement to our summer art program was this interactive program. ArtSphere has multiple interactive programs on their website, and ours is called Celebrating LGBT Artistic Icons. The major part of it, we have a couple resources that we'll return to up here, which include the coloring book and reading list, and a Spotify playlist if you want to check out some really cool LGBT artists or music that is inspiring for the themes of the class. But our main was inspirational leaders, and this is a gallery of over 150 artists, writers, and musicians that are all of LGBT identity. So we took a lot of pride in this. This was all created, researched, and uploaded by co-op volunteers at ArtSphere. It's a really great resource, and I encourage you to check it out when you can. A lot of my favorites are here. There's a lot to check out here.
Yeah, definitely. Also, with every artist, there's a handout and an activity that you can also do inspired by them.
And that goes perfectly into our coloring book, which we had created. It is on ArtSphere's pages. It's called the Attic Coloring Book because it was for the Attic Youth Center. And we have this beautiful cover by Carrie Talbot Sanders. And in this coloring book, it's also an activity book. We collected all the handouts that we had prepared for artists, such as Isaac Julian, the filmmaker. And there are just a bunch of projects and little activities that you can do inspired by the artists and the themes of our class. Some of them later on have not necessarily an artist associated with them, but are some really great activities to check out and engage in. And then finally, we did also create a reading list because it's really awesome to learn about the LGBT community through writing, and I think reading is always something we should encourage. So we have something for every interest level, every reading level, from Goodnight Moon in our children's books by Margaret Wise Brown, up through our autobiographies, which there is even a autobiographical graphic novel that we have highlighted on here. So we have created a lot of resources outside of this video series that I really encourage you to check out. So back to this to how we want to be running our class, so to speak. Daniela, you can go ahead.
All right. So first things first, well, we can't get to know you through the video series, unfortunately, but you can get to know us a little better. We want to share names and pronouns, age, where we're from, and what's our favorite form of expression. Hanna, do you want to go first?
Sure. My name is Hanna Pistorius fully. My pronouns are they, them, and I am 20 years old. I'm at Drexel, so I moved to Philadelphia from Pittsburgh for school. And my favorite form of expression right now is honestly just doing coloring books and having fun with choosing out like how I can fill in spaces.
My name is Daniela Wittenberg. My pronouns are she, her. My age is 21 years old. I moved to Philadelphia to be a Drexel student as well, and I moved from Puerto Rico. And then my favorite form of expression right now is doodling. Just working on my sketchbook and trying to incorporate a lot of abstract pieces with some more real life ones.
Yeah, and we think like with classes like this and with the way that we ran it at the Attic Youth Center was very discussion based, and we encourage you to connect with your friends or family members about the topics that we talk about here, because they get all the richer when we talk about it.
Definitely.
To set up our virtual space, we had set some group norms, which we think is good for you all to follow as well.
So some of the group norms that we set up, we worked on them together with the youth. And so we encourage you to apply them as well as you watch this video series and interact with us, just so that we are all in the same space and have similar intentions coming into the space. So first things first, what's said here stays here, and what's learned here leaves here. So I guess this applies when you go into the real world and you talk and you discuss about these topics with your friends and family. The next one is to stay open-minded and positive. Always with the topics such as this, it's super important to stay open-minded, because yeah,
and that was just a couple that we thought were important, and yeah, let's get into the artists for today. We were inspired this project, which I titled Transforming Intentions, by Janelle Monae and Leilah Babirye. And Leilah Babirye, her piece is on the left. One of her pieces from 2020 is on the left. And she's a sculptor, originally from Uganda, but now based in New York, who uses both traditional sculpting materials, but in addition to that, what you would call maybe just trash that you find around, so found materials. Like in this piece specifically, there's a lot of wire, especially like electrical wire. There's some piping and a lot of tin tops. And this series, which this piece is from, is called the Kuchu Clans of Buganda, which Kuchu means like sugarcane husk. It's a derogatory term in Uganda for people who are of LGBT identity in some way. But Leilah Babirye decided to take that and in the same way that she embodies it in what material she uses, take that derogatory term and create it into something of reverence. So the series, like this beautiful piece here, which is called Sega Muzanganda or Auntie Muzanganda, is you can see that she just has this beautiful large headdress and like with reverence has this air of respect about her, taking from this derogatory term and making it a revered clan and people of leaders and royalty, which I really loved that transformation process. And then we were also inspired by Janelle Monae. Her music is very empowering by itself, but in particularly, we saw her wearing this shirt at a movie premiere that said, "Go love yourself," which you can probably guess where that comes from, what that was twisted from. But it's such a beautiful message. So yeah, go love yourself and be proud about it. Wear it out on your chest. So from that, we decided to think about how we ourselves can take words or phrases that have been used against us to like belittle us or hurt us in some way, and turn that into something that we can be proud of, or motivates us to move forward in whichever way we want to express ourselves.
So the project is sign making, shirt making, designing something that has a message that takes this derogatory or phrase that has been used to belittle us and transform it into something that is empowering to us. So the first step is to think about a phrase that is often used to put others down, or something that someone has said to you that is negative, or even something that you have said to yourself. Sometimes we are our own worst critics. So, for example, when it comes to something like you're not good enough at a certain thing, or just in general, you can transform that into I'm learning. It's a process. So yeah, we invite you to think about a phrase that just stings on the inside, and how can you change those words? How can you change it into a positive affirmation? And then we encourage you to make a design. And then the second part of this project is to put it on a t-shirt. And you're more than welcome to find an old shirt, patch of cloth, or even a piece of cardboard, and make a design on this t-shirt just to wear it loud and proud, you know? You can paint the letters on the t-shirt and then let it dry. We'll cure paint with a hairdryer. You can do paint, markers, whatever you find is best. If you have fabric markers, those are awesome too. I wanted to show, since this is a project that we already made with the Attic Youth Center, and in these moments, we take the opportunity to create projects with the youth. This is what I came up with. Apasionada en todo y que. It says passionate of all, so what? And then around everywhere here, around the big words, it says, so what, passionate, so what? And yeah, I'm a very lively person. I can be too loud sometimes, and I live to live my life passionately. And sometimes that can be a setback because I'm told that I need to think about things in a straight way, or just carry out my plans more fully. But I'd rather live passionately and fully and live every single moment with love. So that's something that inspired me. So what inspires you?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Daniela. Yeah, and on the right here is our handout that we'll be able to share in the description below, among also where you can see more of our featured artists' works and such. But we also made a sign, if you want to decorate this one, that says "Go love yourself" by itself. Like, what does that mean to you? What do you love about yourself that you really want to lean into or really run towards the horizon with? And so yeah, that's all for us for today. But we look forward to seeing you in the next video, which is about additive and subtractive processes, specifically layered painting and stripped down photography. Yeah, thank you again so much, and see you in the next video.
Bye.